How is this man missing from Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Guitarists list? He practically redefined speed in blues rock without losing a shred of feel. Yeah, we know the legends. Hendrix, Clapton, Richards. But what about the unsung guitar masters? Let's spotlight 10 underrated geniuses who helped shaping rock but never got the mainstream fame they deserved. Number 1 might not be a household name in the US, but in Europe, Gary Moore was a legend. His versatility was incredible. Rock, blues, metal, even jazz. One moment, he'd be pouring his soul into a slow, aching ballad, and the next, shredding at blistering speed. His technique was flawless, but more importantly, every note carried emotion. And when it came to the blues, that was something else. Just listen to Still Got the Blues. His phrasing, sustain, and sheer intensity made it unforgettable. Despite his success in Europe, Moore never quite broke through in the US like some of his peers. But does that make him any less great? Not a chance. I don't believe in a best guitarist ever, but his name deserves to be spoken alongside Hendrix and B.B. King. Overlooking his legacy would be a disservice to one of the most gifted musicians of his time. Number 2 is Mick Ronson. Think back to Bowie's Ziggy Stardust era, the theatrics, the storytelling, but what really gave it bite? Mick Ronson's guitar. Ronson wasn't just a sideman, he was the backbone of Bowie's sound. His playing was raw yet melodic, aggressive yet elegant. Just listen to Moonage Daydream. That solo doesn't just explode, it builds, bends, and cries, pulling you in with every note. Or take Suffragette City. That chugging riff gives the song its punch. In Rock and Roll Suicide, his swelling chords make Bowie's vocals soar. Ronson didn't rely on speed or flash. His magic was in the phrasing, the sustain, the way he made every note count. Without Ronson, Bowie's music in those years wouldn't have had the same fire. Bowie was the star, but Ronson, he was the force that made it all hit harder. Next up is Alvin Lee. How is this man missing from Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Guitarists list? He practically redefined speed in blues rock without losing a shred of feel. Lee's precision and control set him apart. Just listen to I'm Going Home from Woodstock 69. He blazes through rapid-fire blues licks at breakneck speed, yet every note is crisp and intentional. He wasn't just fast for the sake of it. His phrasing had a rockabilly flair, blending bluesy bends with machine gun picking that somehow never felt rushed. But he wasn't just about speed. His ability to detune mid-solo, drop into deep dramatic scales, and lock perfectly back in with the band was almost surreal. And let's not forget his showmanship, playing his Gibson ES 335 with a drumstick while keeping total control of his tone. Beyond the fretwork, he was a gifted songwriter and vocalist, effortlessly driving 10 years after his signature sound. To call him underrated is an understatement. Moving on to number 4, Steve Hackett. If you think sweep picking and tapping started in the 80s, Steve Hackett would like a word with you. In the early 70s, Hackett was already pioneering two-handed tapping, years before Eddie Van Halen made it famous. Just listen to Dancing with the Moonlit Night, where his fluid tapping adds an ethereal touch to Genesis's intricate sound. In his solo on Firth of Fifth, that's a masterclass in phrasing. The way he sustains those notes, bending them into haunting, violin-like cries, makes it one of the most beautifully crafted solos in rock. But Hackett wasn't just a technical innovator, he was a sonic architect. His use of volume swells in The Lamia, classical fingerpicking in Horizons, and intricate arpeggios in Blood on the Rooftops shaped progressive rock's guitar vocabulary. Despite influencing generations of guitarists, he remains criminally underrated. Without him, many future legends wouldn't have had a blueprint to follow. Number 5. I know what you guys are thinking right now, but just hear me out, okay? I'm aware that a lot of people out here think Martin Barre isn't underrated, or even overrated. His reputation is just about fine, but in my opinion, it isn't. Barre isn't someone who stands out from the rest of the band, or someone who's too gear obsessive, but he blends right into the mix. For those of you who don't know him, Martin joined Jethro Tull in 1969, and was with the band for countless years. No disrespect to all the other members of the band, but his soulful playing is what made him an integral part of the band. It's true that Anderson wrote most of the material, and the band will always be associated with him and his flute. Heck, even the song credits almost always belong solely to Anderson, which is sad, of course, because you really can't ignore the part Martin Barre played in putting Jethro Tull on the map. I know I still won't be able to change the minds of some people, but it felt worth it for me to talk about an incredible guitarist like him. Number 6 is Jan Akkerman. Ronson and Hackett are wizards when it comes to playing a guitar, and Jan Akkerman's nothing short of a wizard himself because the Dutchman could do it all. His smooth and quick transitions were what made him so good. One minute you'll see him fingerpicking with insane levels of precision, and the next he was blessing our ears with a blazing rock solo. The song Hocus Pocus of the band Focus is a wild ride. It has everything you expect from a rock song, but it also has Akkerman killing it with the guitar. Heck, he's playing that guitar like there's no tomorrow. Akkerman had the ability to blend jazz, rock, and classical into one, and this is what made him one of the most versatile guitarists of his era. Unlucky for him that he wasn't born in the US or the UK, because if that had happened, I'm sure Jan Akkerman would have been a household name. Number 7, the legendary Tommy Bolin. Even though he couldn't live long enough for the world to see more of his magic with the guitar, Tommy Bolin was still a superstar. I mean, the dude replaced Blackmore in Deep Purple, Joe Walsh in the James Gang, and not only this, he was cited by our very own Jeff Beck. He was the only guitarist that could replace me. He was amazing with a guitar in his hand, but was mainly not appreciated because of the fact that he had to replace some very great musicians, but he did that astonishingly well. And he wasn't shy of stepping out from traditional rock music and bringing in a touch of South American music, reggae, groove, funk, and rock. Listen to Teaser, his phrasing, his groove, the way he shifts seamlessly between styles, it's all effortless. Now, I'm not the only one who's saying this about him. His ex-bandmate, Glenn Hughes, also thinks alike. Hughes said this, "Tommy's the most underrated player I've ever played with. He had a huge influence in Latin American music." Tragically, just as he was hitting his stride as a solo artist, he died at 25 from a drug overdose, robbing the world of a true innovator. Number 8 is Jeff Beck. People always talk about Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, and Pete Townshend, but Jeff Beck was just as groundbreaking. What set Beck apart was his ability to make the guitar speak. He had a unique touch, using his fingers instead of a pick, manipulating the whammy bar for vocal-like phrasing, and blending blues, jazz, and rock effortlessly. Listen to "'Cause We've Ended as Lovers." His bends and volume swells turn every note into pure emotion. Or Beck's Bolero, where he fuses rock with orchestral elements, laying the groundwork for future guitar experimentation. So why isn't he mentioned as often? Unlike Page or Clapton, Beck never joined a mega-selling band. His music was complex, unpredictable, and less radio-friendly. But that's exactly why he was special. He never chased trends, just pure artistic expression. Beck didn't play for fame. He played because music was his language, and few spoke it better. Coming to number 9, Rik Emmett. Many of you admire multi-talented people like David Gilmour from Pink Floyd and James Hetfield from Metallica, the giants of music who excelled in all fields, including singing, songwriting, and guitar playing. But they are not the only ones who hone their talents. Rik Emmett is just like these musicians, just not as popular and recognized, which I think is a shame. His band Triumph saw a lot of success in the 80s with Emmett's creative vision and guitar solos. His solo album Handiwork, in title and meaning, proved its worth with gaining traction in the industry. However, Emmett's personal life conflicted with his professional one, and his love for classics became his Achilles heel. His skill deserves more fame, especially when he is still thriving for his music today, despite battling with his health. A true musician indeed. Lastly, number 10, Danny Gatton. Let me tell you about my boy, the world's greatest unknown guitarist. The irony is that this title became more famous than his actual playing. Danny Gatton, you deserved better. Gatton wasn't just fast, he was surgical. His picking technique was razor sharp, his phrasing unpredictable, yet always in control. His album The Humbler is a masterclass in guitar wizardry, where he seamlessly blends lightning speed country licks with jazz, blues, and rockabilly, all while making it look effortless. His playing wasn't just technical, it was full of character, telling a story with every bend and run. He even created his own genre, redneck jazz, a fusion of country twang, bebop fluidity, and rock aggression. Gatton refused to fit into any box, staying true to his craft instead of chasing fame. Had he embraced commercialism, he might have been as big as Hendrix or Prince. Instead, his genius remained largely undiscovered, making his tragic death in 1994 feel even more like a loss to music itself. So, there you have it. The guitarists who were very influential, but never got the respect they deserved.